Hey guys, it's Melanie. Welcome back, or welcome if you are new. I hope you are having a fantastic day. In today's video, we are going to be first sniffing our way through some new Kringle candles that actually launched today on the website. They are in the Reserve line. Kringle was kind enough to send me the 5 new fragrances so that I could share them with you. Obviously, these are just my first sniff impressions, so I will be starting to burn these and be releasing reviews over the course of the next couple of weeks. I like to burn these candles at least a third of the way down before I actually review them, so I'm probably not going to be the fastest when it comes to pumping out the in-depth reviews, but I promise you that you will get them in hopefully a reasonable amount of time here. Listen, Kringle just had a Reserve launch not that long ago. One of the things that I got some feedback about in 2024 when it comes to Kringle Candle is that they seem to be putting out a lot of releases and very frequently right now. There are some people that are very overwhelmed by that, especially if they are very loyal to the brand. And there are other people who, you know, love newness. And so this style of having new releases all the time really appeals to them. I feel like I'm somewhere in the middle where I do like seeing new things and having new things to try, but I also understand that it can be very overwhelming and that it can, you know, turn people off. So I don't know. I don't know what the release schedule looks like for the remainder of the year, but I anticipate that we will probably be seeing, you know, a lot of new things. So yeah, I guess just kind of prepare yourself. And here's the thing, I am never going to be the person that is going to tell you that you have to purchase every single collection. You need to decide what is the most worthwhile for you, what you think you will enjoy the most. I will definitely give you my thoughts on all of this stuff, but I'm never going to be like, yes, rush out and get all of the things. I don't know that this particular collection will have any sellouts in it. I don't anticipate that. So I really do think you have some time here. Also, another thing to remember, especially with the Reserve line, is they do tend to be re-poured. So even if one of these does sell out and you're not able to purchase it here on launch day, it'll be back. If it's a popular fragrance, it's gonna be back. Like, it doesn't make sense for Kringle to not re-pour fragrances that people go gaga over, right? So I would say maybe take your time and just kind of think about what it is that you really want. I'll have them linked down below. Go read up a little bit more about them if you're interested. If you do want to purchase, my discount code MelanieP will save you 15% at least. So feel free to use that if you're interested, but I think you have some time here is the moral of the story. So Kringle did send me the 5 new candles so that I could share my thoughts with you. So today we're going to do the first sniff impressions, and then, like I said, we will do some post-burn reviews in a little while. I am always appreciative of Kringle sending me PR, and you know, I just want to be upfront with you guys about when I receive things versus when I purchase them. So yeah, let's go ahead and dig in. I have not opened the box, you guys. It is still sealed shut. This arrived yesterday. My life has been a little bit discombobulated for the last couple of weeks here, just with some stuff going on at home. I wanted to try to record this yesterday before launch, but it didn't happen. So we are gonna open this box today. So this is like a true, like, I'm opening this on camera situation. Sometimes I like to get this stuff ready off camera, but I figure, why not? Listen, I love the way that Kringle packs their candles. I have never had a broken candle from them. They really utilize these cardboard boxes well, I feel like. All right, we've got 5 candles in here. I'm gonna go ahead and get, am I gonna get these out? I'm gonna get this out because that's gonna make it a little bit easier for me to pick these. Ooh, I'm getting a whiff of something already. All right, I'm gonna pull up the notes here. Gosh, I hope these are all correct, but I guess we'll see. Where did they go? Let's see here. All right, here they are. All right, so they're on the website already. They launched at noon today. There's 5 fragrances. Let's dig in. We've got some florals here. So if you are a lover of florals, this might be the collection for you. It's kind of nice, I guess, to get these with spring being on the way. I know a lot of people enjoy florals during the spring. So I just picked up the first one. I don't even know what I grabbed. This is the one, honestly, I was most excited about. So I'm glad I grabbed this one first. This is the Pink Peony and Pomelo. So I do have the fragrance notes here, but they are also listed on the bottom. I'm gonna go ahead and read them from this little sheet that they sent to the ambassadors. So our top notes for Pink Peony and Pomelo are peony and grapefruit. The mid notes are green pear and bergamot, and the base is amber and floral. I'm a little bit nervous about that pear in here, but we'll see. Sometimes pear comes off a little stinky to my nose, almost like body odor. Not all pears, but some do. So that's what made me a little bit hesitant about this one. But let's go ahead and, oh, okay. That's a very sweet, sweet peony scent. And you guys, that grapefruit is like at the top. That is right next to that like floral peony note is that grapefruit. They are side by side and very prominent to my nose. By the way, these are poured at a more like normal level. If you guys remember my first sniff impressions from the Valentine's collection, like my candles were poured like almost to like the top here. They were crazy full, and it looks like most of these are at a more normal pour level. So not that I minded the extra wax, because I have been burning the heck out of those Valentine's candles. I love them, all 3 of them. I'm telling you, I've reviewed them now, so go check those reviews out if you're interested. Those are great. Let's get back to this. Okay. You know what I get more so than like actual pear meat, if you will, is like pear skin. It's like, you can tell that it's pear, but it's very green. Like it's a very like Bartlett pear green type of pear skin scent. It's nice. It's not body odor. I'm really glad. Like I said, I was a little bit nervous about that one. Bergamot, I actually don't pick up. So the pear skin, yes. The bergamot, no. I'm not getting the amber on cold sniff. I think the amber would be a really nice addition to this. So I'm just gonna cross my fingers that the amber maybe develops a little bit more once I light this bad boy up. I think this is the first one that I'm gonna light up today. It's just so like vibrant and beautiful. Peony to my nose is a little bit of like a sweeter floral note just naturally. And I like the sweetness I'm getting here. I really like that citrus note with that. I wasn't sure how grapefruit and peony would play together, but they seem to work pretty well. Yeah, I like this a lot. I don't smell any other floral in here. It's mostly peony to my nose. Again, we'll see how this one develops, but oh gosh, listen, I'm a florist. I love peonies. Anytime that a client is willing to spend the money on peonies, I get really excited. They're a spendy flower, even at wholesale. But yeah, they just, those little ruffles, they are just absolutely beautiful. So anyway, big fan of the label here. And I really like how that pink pops against the black. It's just very striking, right? So anyway, so far, I really like this a lot, but my hope is for a little bit more amber once I light this one up. So I'm gonna grab, let's do this one from the other corner. Okay, Honey Blossom. Very curious about this one. The Honey Blossom notes at the top are wood and floral. The mid is honey and spice. The spice makes me a little bit nervous. I'm not one of those people that likes either hot or spicy honey. I feel like that's a big thing, like in the foodie world, is to get like spiced honeys and, you know, with honey with different flavors, just like regular honey. I'm kind of basic when it comes to that. So we'll see how this goes in here. There's amber once again, and then wood at the base as well. So I'm liking the amber, but hopefully it's in here. I feel like it would pair really well with honey, so let's see. Ooh, okay, this is interesting. It's not an overly sweet honey. You can definitely tell that the sweetness, like the flavor of sweetness that you're getting here is honey. It's not molasses. It's not like just a very generic like white sugar sweetness. It's definitely honey. There's a woodiness for sure. Maybe almost like a light oak type note. It doesn't come across as super floral. I'm not getting much floral here. It's honey. It's a little bit of oakiness. Here I smell the amber on cold sniff. I really smell this amber in here, and I like that. Honey and amber, those work well together. I wasn't 100% sure, but yeah, for sure. Is it spicy? Not right now. I'm not sure what type of spice maybe they were referring to, but in my mind, I imagined like, oh, they're probably gonna put some cinnamon in here, maybe a touch of clove or something like that. But I don't get either of those. And I also don't get like a spicy, like jalapeno or, you know, like spicy like that type of note either. It's just no spice. Honey, but not overly sweet. This is not a cloying honey scent. If you're a little nervous about honey being cloying on cold sniff, this is not. But I like the honey and the amber together a lot. So I really have never smelled a honey quite like this. I really liked Buzzworthy from Scentsy. That one is a little bit more of like a straightforward honey scent. This is a little bit different from that. Like you can tell there's something else going on within it. And I feel like it's the amber that's maybe providing a little bit more depth to the honey in this scent. And I like it. I do like this. Do I love it? I'm not gonna say that I love it quite yet, but I do like this so far. So far so good. Okay, I'm gonna grab this one. I have no idea what I'm grabbing here. Okay, I was very curious about Purple Majesty. Oh, why does this keep disappearing? Okay, sorry, my phone's driving me nuts. Okay, this one here has amber and floral as a top note, which I'm excited about because the more amber I can get, the better. Fruit and spice again in the middle, and then floral and sandalwood at the base. I really am very curious what this is gonna smell like. I thought these were Lisianthus at first, but I'm not sure these are Lisianthus. I'm a florist, I should know what these are, but they don't look familiar to me right now. I really thought just based off of the picture that I saw online that it was a purple Lisianthus, but I don't think this is. Oh, this is interesting. Interesting in a good way. I don't want to be like, ooh, it's gross. It's very, this is another one. I feel like, you know, we've all smelled like a peony. That's a really nice peony, but the honey has been very unique so far, and this one is very unique and different so far. There's an interesting kind of almost like a tang to this one at the base. The floral right now is not super distinct to my nose. It's slightly sweet floral, but it's not an outright like jasmine, gardenia, rose, you know, like it's a little generic. Not in a bad way, it's nice. And it seems to do well with that. The amber is that warm, like resinous amber that Kringle just does super, super well. This one does have just a touch of spice. The fruit, it's not berry, it's not a citrus. It's almost like just a touch of like a sweeter, like apple type note, but not intense. Like the sweetness from like a Macintosh or Honeycrisp type apple. Maybe even like a little bit of like a plum. Sandalwood. Yeah, there's that little bit of sandalwood at the base as well. But yeah, I'm finding this one very, very interesting to my nose. The more I'm smelling it, the more I like this one. It's fairly potent on cold sniff as well. But yeah, that tang just makes it, I don't know where that tang would be coming from. Maybe from the plum. Like sometimes when you get a plum that maybe isn't like super ripe quite yet, like if you bite into the plum and it's still a little bit hard, you get a little bit of like that, almost like a sour, like on the sides of your tongue. This is making my mouth water, which is weird because this is not like a foodie scent at all, but this is making like my tongue water. And it's like activating like the sides of my tongue, like where that kind of like tangy sourness kind of like hits ya. I like this. This is very interesting. Again, like a very unique floral. Listen, if you're looking for some florals that maybe are a little bit different from the norm, this might be a good one for you to try. I'm gonna move on to the next one. I wish, now I get it, it's Midnight Dahlia, so it's, you know, like a very like monochrome gray black type tone here. I showed you guys the label on this one, right? Yeah, I did. But this one, I wish that they would have added a little bit of color to it. I love dahlias. But yeah, so the label on this one is not my favorite. I like the other labels so far. The Honey Blossom is really nice too. It's got some honeycomb. I don't think I showed you guys the label on that one, so there's that. You can see the labels online, obviously. That's not the biggest deal here, but let's see here. We have fresh citrus, garden mint. I'm not excited about the mint. I'm still having trouble getting into mint, you guys. It's just not my thing. Green leaves, lily of the valley in the middle. Freesia, I love freesia, it's one of my favorites, and white jasmine. And then at the base we have cedarwood and musk. So what are we getting here? Oh, it's very green. This is a very green floral. Very green. You're definitely getting like a leafy green note. The mint isn't super potent, so on that aspect I'm good with the amount of mint that's in here. I just hope it doesn't like explode when I light the fragrance. Not much citrus. For citrus being listed as a top note, I am not getting very much citrus. It's mostly that green leafy note, that little hint of mint. There's definite lily of the valley in here. Lily of the Valley, I'm still not 100% about. It's a very intense, potent white floral note, and sometimes I'm okay with it. Other times I'm like, I don't like this at all. We'll have to see how this smells when I light it up. It's okay on cold sniff. I do smell freesia in here. I also get just a touch of jasmine. It's not a ton of jasmine. It's a very clean white jasmine and a very like, yeah, a very pretty freesia. That freesia is developing a little bit more the more that I stick this up my nose here. Cedarwood, it's not overly woody. I wouldn't be scared off by that, at least not on cold sniff. There's a little bit of muskiness to this scent, however. Dahlias, I work with dahlias a lot, especially during wedding season. Brides love a dahlia, and we have a really beautiful dahlia farm over on Swan Island here in Portland, so we get most of our dahlias from there. They don't have a lot of fragrance to them normally, so I thought it was kind of interesting that they had like a dahlia scent. But I do think in terms of like the leaves from the dahlia, yeah, you've got those thick stems on the dahlias, and those also they have a scent to them. It's a little bit of woodiness, but also like a lot of green mixed in there. But yeah, definite lily of the valley, definite jasmine, definite freesia. This is a nice floral. I think it's a nice floral. It's a very green floral, so if you like your florals a little sweet but more so green, this would be the one that I would tell you to get. All right, we have one more, and I'm nervous about this one. It's Lilac and Lily. So as the work that I do with flowers, I work with lilies a lot, especially for like funerals. And so lilies always just remind me of funeral homes. And lilac is very intense, very sweet. Sometimes I like the smell of lilac and sometimes I'm not into lilac. So I hope that this is one that I can manage. The top notes are green and floral. The mid notes are lilac and lily. And then the base is musk and moss. So I'm expecting this to be very sweet and also very green at the same time. Lilacs on, they are beautiful. I do love a lilac bush, don't get me wrong. My mother-in-law has one, and sometimes I will raid that thing if we are running low on lilacs from the market. Ooh, this has almost like a baby powder type thing that hits me first. So it's powdery going into the lilac. Surprisingly, the lily is not really coming through. It's mostly lilac, but a very like almost baby powdered lilac. A little bit of green, not a ton of green. Musk, yeah. It's a powdered musk in here. This is a very powdered musk. Listen, if you don't like a powder note, I don't know that I would tell you to get this one. Moss. Moss, again, is usually kind of green. There's a little bit of green here. It's not a leafy scent. It's not a grassy scent. Probably moss would be the best description for it, like a little bit more of like an earthy green. Listen, that musky powdery note is, I don't know that it's doing that lilac any favors other than toning down the intensity of the lilac. I'm not sure what I would prefer, just super intense lilac and lily or baby powder lilac. I'm gonna be honest. Listen, I am always upfront about my opinions about the fragrances. Everybody's fragrance tastes are gonna be a little bit different, but I'm just trying to like explain to you what I smell so that hopefully it helps you make an informed decision on what you wanna get. But everybody's nose is gonna be a little bit different. You might not pick up that like baby powder note as much as I do. But yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. This is probably, I would say, my least favorite out of these 5. I'm not gonna say that I hate it, but I'm not enjoying what I'm smelling on cold sniff, I will say that. This will be an interesting one to burn for sure. But I kind of thought that this one might throw me off just a little bit, and it definitely does. So in terms of just cold sniff winners, number 1, Pink Peony and Pomelo. I think number 2 is, just because it's so interesting, I'm gonna give it to the Purple Majesty. 3rd, I'm gonna give it to the Honey Blossom, which I actually really would kind of maybe put in a tie with the Purple Majesty, because this one, I do like this one. Yeah. Listen, the more I smell this, the more I think I like this one. I'm just really intrigued by that woody note here. Then would be the Dahlia, and then very last would be the Lilac and Lily for me. But yeah, I'm gonna get to burning these. My husband is not a big fan of the florals, and he is home right now. He managed to injure himself, so we'll see how I'm gonna do this with him being here. So I feel like florals a lot of times can be a little bit potent and overwhelming, so I might have to burn these upstairs. He's stuck on the couch, so I might burn these in my master bedroom and just kind of report from that standpoint. But yeah, anyway, I hope that this was helpful. Again, I don't think you need to rush out and get these today. I don't even think you need to rush out and get these within the next couple of weeks. Give yourself a little bit of time to marinate, see what else is coming down the pipeline that you might be more interested in. But if you are a fan of kind of unique florals, this collection might be worth checking out and just putting on your list for future reference. So once again, I will have Kringle linked in the description box. Put my discount code down there. Feel free to use that if you're interested. And yeah, I'll report back on some post-burn reviews, some initial post-burn reviews on Saturday, and then I will do a little bit more burning after that, and then start doing the in-depth reviews. So let me know which one you maybe want to see a review of first. I'm leaning towards reviewing like favorite to least favorite, but you let me know what you guys are interested in. So I appreciate you being here. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch. If you're new, please subscribe. Please give this video a big fat thumbs up if you found it helpful, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.